Guys and girls and fellow gamers, my name is Games for Kicks and welcome to This is the Police. I'm very excited to share this game with you. I'm really excited about this game. I saw it a couple of months ago and I heard about it a couple of months ago, and finally the developers were kind enough to give me a key for the game, and it's due for release on the 28th of the 7th. I know this is not sponsored gameplay at all. I can say what I want about the game, but I wouldn't show it to you if I wouldn't actually have enjoyed so far my time playing it. This is the Police is an adventure management strategy game in which you take on the role of Police Chief Jack Boyd, this guy here, who is managing a police force in the city of Freiburg. In short, your mission is to amount $500,000 over 180 days. Now, how you're going to manage to make $500,000 in 180 days is completely up to you. The game plays out that each day is a round. It's a little bit in the style of Papers, Please, where after each day the story progresses a little bit more and more things get added to the game to make it trickier to play. As a police chief of Freiburg, of course, you're gonna have to deal with police chiefy everyday things, like respond to emergencies. You have to manage a team of officers and detectives, send them out to crimes. You have to defend your department against City Hall with a corrupted mayor in charge. You have to solve investigations and gather evidence against criminal gangs to bring them down and get rewards for that. Of course, in the city, there's multiple people competing for power, and you're gonna have to deal with that as well. Everybody wants a favor, but they all come at a price, of course. Now, this game is all about a dark story and how you as the main character react to it, and every decision you make influences the game, and in the end, the fate of your character, of course. Now, the game the story when it advances is fully voice acted, and the voice acting is really good. The main character that you play is voice acted by John St. John, which is the guy who does the voice for Duke Nukem. So needless to say, your character has a really I don't give a shit attitude with balls of steel. Anyway, enough talk, let's get into it. So let's start a new game. Yes, it will delete my current save. Thank you. Day 1, July 15th. Now, I'm not allowed to show you anything past day 80, but the game's coming out in 8 days by the time you see it, so I don't think we're gonna get through 80 days. I'm only gonna do a couple of episodes, and then it depends how you guys like it. Every day starts off with the newspaper articles, and you read them. City Hall confirms rumors of Jack Boyd's resignation, which is basically me. The Mayor Rogers is a sex maniac. He's a bit of a psycho anyway. Mark Ward 2 to be shown in Freiburg the day before worldwide premiere by the mayor's personal request. Now, some of these things are irrelevant news, but a lot of these things are very informative news that you need to know about to react to certain events. Now, every day starts going through the story a little bit more, which is nice.
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freiburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher. This is the first time I'm afraid of those answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell. Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm gonna have to do something. And I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them. I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
So it's a very nice introduction to the character, about his personality. Good morning! Now, this is a press conference. Now, we obviously don't like the mayor. We blame him for everything, and we don't like that we got fired, basically, or made to resign. Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise, or did you know about it in advance? Now, we can, of course, make give different answers, and I don't know if at that early point they already impact the game, but you know what? Let's just be the I don't give a shit character about it. I've been expecting this bullshit from the mayor. Mayor Rogers is a dishonorable, corrupt politician, and he's been waiting for an opportunity to get rid of me. Oh, I love this. Oh, man. I can see the headlines. Do you already know the name of your successor? No. Who cares? I've done my job and I'm just about finished with it. Soon my only interest will be cigars and jazz. I frankly don't care who takes my place. Oh man! After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy Franz Kendrick said he was looking forward to resigning. If the mayor offered him your position, would that change his mind? I don't care. That's his business, not mine. Ask him yourself. Exactly. Like, what do I know about it? Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe that the police are cooperating with the mafia. Do you have anything to say about that? Okay, this is probably the only time where if you say bullshit, it looks like, oh, he's denying it, you know, like, there's obviously something. If you say you don't know, you kind of blame guilt. If it helps the police, no comment. Usually I prefer to answer all your questions, but in this situation I got to say no comment. That makes sense. Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? Definitely. Of course it's the reason. Personal relations are always important, no matter what anyone says. Oh man. Can you imagine hearing that in real life, that type of interview?
How's the back today, Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick.
Yes. Drugs, alcohol, and cigar.
As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell. White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and quiet for the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon.
Assad.
180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me. I have a new assistant, Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy man.
I'll do my best.
And quit smoking up the office. One of my friends will be using it soon.
What an asshole. Oh, the wrestling. I think she's winning.
I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
Oh, holy balls. Excellent. Now, day 2. Every day you don't just have a story. This is obviously just in the beginning to get you to know the characters. But you see, I love this. He calls the guy just to tell him to go fuck himself. And I love this, okay? It's, oh man. It couldn't have been done with a better voice actor, to be honest, the type of attitude. Head of Culture Department owns villa in Italy. Francis Kendrick on rumors he might be next FPD chief, no comment. Jack Boyd on police cooperation with mafia, no comment. Very good. Now day 2. Now the game introduces you slowly now to the different mechanics.
Cops don't use the police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
So there you go. There's your roster. Now, I could let the game explain everything to you. And, will we? Nah, we don't need to. I'm a 60-year-old police chief, a few months away from retirement. I don't need to know anyone to tell me. Well, I did it already up to that part, so I can tell you things. So basically, this is your shift. You have a shift B and a shift A. Every day they rotate. So if somebody can't work and they tell you, hey, I'm out sick today, I can't come in, you can tell them to come in tomorrow instead. So you have to manage 2 different teams, basically. Each team has a couple of detectives and a couple of police officers. Now the police officers have a name and then they have a star system. Now a value of 150 is about average. Anything above is above average, of course, and everything below you kind of have to worry about. They fail more, so I don't know what the perfect strategy is, but always teaming up a good person with a bad person might be a good strategy, because if they successfully do complete missions, they level up as well. It's like a level. They get more experience points, yeah? Now, in the side here, you have a fatigue meter. If this goes down too much, they're going to make mistakes, they're going to get tired, so you're going to have to give them days off, okay? Now, they also can leave for no reason. Sometimes they want days off because they have problems like being an alcoholic or a gambler. I don't know if gambler actually is a thing. I think they only said alcoholic. So alcoholic or something else, or they're just absolutely lying about everything, coming up with bullshit. So you can say, no, you're coming to work. Then every now and then you can also, you see that little arrow here, we're going to get into that into more detail later, but you can also give them, I think once a week you can give them rewards like these hours, these signatures, and it gives them a little bit more experience, but it also makes them feel more valued. So somebody who might actually come in a lot of times calling in sick, not coming in, all of a sudden becomes more interested in the job and sees value in it. Now that we have that covered, this is the starting group, and you can hire more people obviously to fill in, but you have limited spaces. Like, well, you have up to these spaces, but you have limited spaces overall because the mayor's office only allows you to have 14 cops, including detectives on the force. So now we start the day. Now there is some music playing in the background. I don't know if they let me turn it off now. That was the thing. Actually, let me just turn that down because I don't know if there is the music they play. A lot of it is classical music or jazz or like jazz or music like Beethoven or whatever, and I don't know if that could be content ID claimed or not, so we're gonna leave that very low, so I don't want that video to be blocked or anything. So as you play the game, as you go through your day, things happen. Now we have 9 seconds to respond to that. Now this is a crime in progress, hit and run. A married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot, back over a homeless man who'd been digging through a trash can. The driver jumped out to help but got back in the van and quickly left once he saw that he hit a bomb. Now this could be a harmless call, or it could be all of a sudden turning into a major thing. Now it says send up to 2 police officers. Of course, if you send every time the full number, you're not gonna have anybody left. So what I'm gonna do for the first one, I'm gonna send my best and my worst. So maybe not my worst, but my this one. I sent these 2. Okay, I don't actually these guys. You want to? I found myself find a reason to fire them because they're not worth the time to level them up right. They're also old, you know. You want to say, hey, listen, you know, take the retirement, you know, and firing is a strong word. So let's send these 2 guys. Now we have a fight's broken out. The last picture, show theater. A theater manager reports that during a showing of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempted to force his way into the theater carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theater security guard. So I'm gonna send down only 1 person, my second best. I think 1 person should be enough to send down. I mean, it's a police officer, he's allowed to have a baton and pepper spray, so it should be okay. I have been known to make bad choices in other games like Turmoil, so... Now, they're on their way. It takes some time sometimes. I don't know why they don't take the short route here, or I don't know. I have no idea. Now, here we have the report now of the hit and run. Oh, offender caught. Very good. Now that the offender is caught, they get plus 10 experience. If the offender doesn't get caught, they get minus 10. Which is really bad. So what the report about the fight? We have 1 cop down. Excellent. So that was enough to send him down. Excellent stuff. And no civilians harmed. Now civilians can die if you make the wrong choice, and then you have to deal with the mayor's office, which is really bad. Okay, we have an armed robbery and a fight. Okay, let me see what the fight is about. A brother and sister clashed with each other over their deceased father's will. According to one of the lawyers, we don't dare separate them, and the hospital guard is off duty tonight. That sounds like somebody... See, the other ones, we can't select them. So what you might want to do is actually just wait a couple of more seconds until these guys are back. Because I think for the fight, I might actually want to send down 2. I want to send down Purdy and possibly Austin. And hopefully Austin will not drag down Purdy, but Purdy will bring up Austin, hopefully. So then we have the suburbs, which we can still let get on a little bit and see. Oh, there's another problem in the ghetto. So suburbs now, the 3 teenagers armed with a shotgun have robbed a videotape store and made off with their whole collection of adult movies. The criminals fled in a car, but the store manager wrote down the car license plate. The owner is one Janet Brown, who lives in the suburbs. Okay, so we're gonna send our top officers. Actually, I want to send our top officers on that, but what is the other thing? The ghetto. A passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician, then run away with the guitar and his money. Yeah, that sounds like a job for one. So I'm gonna send Yanzi down, who did a good job so far by himself. And I'm gonna send to this one my top officer and my nearly average officer down, which is named like food. Subaki. Okay, Chewbacca. That's what it is. Now, all our officers are in force. We can't really send any more anywhere, so hopefully Purdy will come back before the next one has to be started, and Austin. That would be good. So let's see. Purdy and Austin, what's going on? Report. Excellent. They caught the guy. Now, just before I continue, this is not everything in the game. Like as I said, as the days progress, you get more and more features or mechanics exposed. So what basically happens is the police department gets unlocked, the mayor's office gets unlocked, mafia gets unlocked, things like that. So let's see how the assault went. Oh, the vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sounds of moans, loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. I don't know if sneaking into a house is that's breaking and entering, is it not? I mean, even as a cop, you need a search warrant. I don't know if we have one. Knock on the door, open up, police. What is if they're shut up a video store? So turn on the siren and loudspeaker and shout that the house is surrounded. Yeah, let's do that. Nice. Okay, good choice. Don't want to lose any officers that early. Okay, so the report of the assault. Okay, the officer unharmed. Okay, fair enough. He couldn't catch him, but you know what? That's fine. I know he lost 10 experience, but I can live with that type of stuff. Like, he just wasn't fast enough to get him. Now, you end the day, and after you end the day, you get to your shift B and A, so you get like a roundup of the day. So this is basically giving you a chance now. This is shift B that you just played, okay? Now each shift takes a full day, so it's not like you have the first half of the day one shift and the second half another. It's like now you have a chance to basically tell people, hey, I want you to come into work tomorrow as well. And that's no problem, but you can see their fatigue. So if you don't let them rest for a day, they get fatigued. I don't know why these guys get fatigued, because they actually did jack shit. I didn't have to use them, but hey ho. So here we have the B team, or actually, I find this hilarious. Shift A is actually the B team because they have so much more worse people in their team. It's ridiculous. Like, these guys only had 1 under 100, and these guys have 4 under 100. So I'm kind of tempted, actually, in the beginning to send Chewbacca down, for example, for an extra day. Or maybe Yanzi. Yanzi did all right. Yeah, let Yanzi come in tomorrow. That would be a good idea. So what happens now, Yanzi is going to be showing up here as well. But obviously Yanzi is going to be tired then, but hopefully he will only go down a little bit and then he's going to be okay again. And that's it. Now day 2 starts.
Used to be when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years, he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point, every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you.
Yep.
And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand. Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
There you go. So, that is day 3 starting. We're gonna leave it here. I find this game very, very fun to play and very interesting. The story is very intriguing. I can't wait every time to get to the next day to see what comes next, but of course you have to deal with all the things in between. And like I said, assigning cops to crimes is not the only thing. It keeps getting more complex, more things happening, more factions come into play. Like the list of names you just got, people will ask you for favors. Choices have to be made. And more things get involved, like the mafia, the mayor's offices will all start now in the next couple of days. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this first episode, alright. And if you did, remember to kick that like button in the balls. And I hope I see you guys in the next episode. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. And I see you guys next time. Until then, as always, viel Spaß and happy gaming.